Okay, AEW, what you get out of this? I was like, look, after watching that video, I don't really like. I didn't like. It didn't change. It don't seem to change nobody's mind. Everybody seems to double down, especially those AEW fans. I was like, people on the. I was like, Savani looked like away. I was like, I didn't think the Young Bucks had a real way of really saying, like, talking about it in a way that seemed like it was a benefit to them. And then when FTR came out and talked, like, it just like it all felt clunky. Like, y'all had like several days to know that this was going down, and it's like it seemed like nobody was prepared for this. So it's kind of like, so what did anybody get? Like, they sort of tried to put in the storyline, but it didn't really help. It didn't really enhance it. It didn't really. I was like, I don't know. And then seeing the footage itself, I'm like, okay, like that happened, and I'm like, all right, so what now? Like nothing. Like, there ain't nothing that's gonna be like, oh snap, we're gonna press charges, or like, there's nothing like that. And the people that I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying that this is even something like, for instance, like how people were saying that Draymond Green sucker punched Jordan Poole in the NBA. That's not even what this is. Like, I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some similarities, but I'm like, what the Draymond Jordan Poole thing, I was like, oh, that to me, that was a way more thing than what this was. Um, like, it was like really like CM Punk going to address him, Perry in his face, and I was like, there was no back down in Perry, so it's not one of them things where it's like he's like backing away or whatever. Like, he was tying up stuff with his hair, and like, we ain't got the audio, but my thing is that you you say stuff to certain people, or there's certain words that trigger people regardless. That's what it's about to be. Like, you can't be over here like, ain't no telling what he said, calling him a bitch or whatever like that. That I'm like, that's not gonna trigger a fight. Like, this is like, and everybody's like, oh, over here. I was like, look, you're right that shouldn't happen in the workplace, but let's also not act like wrestling or any other sports place isn't like you over here working at a Big Lots, or you over here working at a Taco Bell, which can also happen. And I was like, you just get fired for it. And guess what? CM Punk got fired for it. Like, so I'm like, okay, cool. Like, he got punished for it. I don't what like there's nothing else to really go about it after that. Um, and but also too, I'm like, look, you can't be over here talking all that cash and then I was like, and you know what? And look, at the same time, it ain't like Perry hasn't really talked. I was like, nobody has really said anything, but it's not like on their end he's been saying anything. We'll see if he ever comes back, when he comes back, about any of that. But and it's not like CM Punk has been, like, when he's been asked about or something like that. Not like he says stuff, but he's also sort of been throwing out there that, yeah, I started a fight or throw punches, or like, ever since he came back to WWE, that's what he's sort of been saying anyway. So I'm like, he had to shy it away from it. So I'm like, if you like CM Punk, then you're gonna be like, I don't care. Like, or you might defend him, or you might be like, I don't care. If you don't like CM Punk, then you still don't like CM Punk. To just add more to it. Um, then there's a group of people that's just like, I don't care anymore, or I don't care about this in general, or then there's another group that's just like, that's like, isn't necessarily defending CM Punk, but they're going against people that are giving BS way to being like poor Perry, or see, this is why CM Punk is such a, and I'm where they're trying to make him to be like the evilest guy in the world. I'm like, okay, we can calm down on some of that there. Like you got into some I was like, not even fisticuffs or whatever. Or they wanted to talk about like, oh, like, I seen somebody that was like, gave CM Punk gave that girly slap to the Perry, and I was like, I know you're trying to insult Punk, but you're also insulting Perry that he just got hit by a girly slap. So you're not really helping the situation. And then I was like the chokehold, and I'm like, yeah, it wasn't really a chokehold. You know, it wasn't that long, but it's also the same way that like he didn't get jumped. I'll even say I wouldn't even say he got sucker punched. Like I said before, Jordan Poole I thought is more of a sucker punch than Perry's is, but to me a sucker punch when I don't see it coming. Not that I don't know a fight is about to happen, but I don't see it coming. Like I'm over here talking this way, and then I look back, bam, I just get hit. That's a sucker punch. But if I'm face up to well, dude, and we over here squabbing, then I also got to have in the back of my head, fist might get thrown. But at this point where I can see you, just because I don't see that fist about to be a haymaker, don't mean that's a sucker punch. Nobody start fighting like this. That's not how fights start when it's just spontaneous. Fights just happen. Like I'm like that. So I'm like anybody that's over here being like, oh, he got a sucker punch. I was like, that's not what a sucker punch is. I was like, this ain't boxing. This ain't MMA. Like this is none of that where you put your dukes up immediately or you immediately know it's a fight. Nope. When you start arguing with somebody, no matter where you are, street, I was like wrestling, I was like in a cafe, on the court, whatever. I was like at some point, just know your words is going to try to check in a wait, hold on. Cash a check that your ass can't cash? You know what? Whatever. I was like, hey, look, the boy, I was like, look, none ain't really happened to him. It was just a scruffle. It wasn't serious. CM Punk wasn't out here really fighting him. I was like, you know what it looks like? It looks like when you first try to, like, you know, like when you young and you sort of like try to like wrestle with your dad, and it just kind of like, and like, oh, you like, you know, it's up there, and your dad just like, come on, man, like, come on, boy, I'll beat your ass, and you just like, nuh-uh, I can do this, and then he just like lays the weight on you, and you just like, I can't, and he's like, you done? And he's like, yeah, that's what that was. Like it was a push, and then it was like a little bit of like, and it wasn't even a chokehold. It was really just like, it's like you like calm down. It wasn't that serious. Yeah, this doesn't do anything for either side. I was like, hell, to be honest, I was like, look, if this boosts his character or something like that, then all means that'd be great. I was like, it's already just gonna build up CM Punk, gonna build up the storyline with CM Punk and Drew. Right now, you're really helping WWE. Also, just I guess adjacent kind of just happened. The Will Osprey thing where he basically called out Triple H. One, I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, I couldn't tell if Renee was like doing her her little bit when like somebody says something that's a little bit like oh my god, like that she played along with it, or was this an actual like we gotta take it there, or after the whole thing that already happened, and it's like this again as well too. Kind of like Will Ospreay sort of like looked at him like a little cheeky kind of thing, and she didn't respond to it, or whatever the crowd did, because the crowd is, I was like, one, that's always like I got you, and also shots at WWE, and I was like, Will Ospreay, like his accent, bruv, you know, really gets like people going. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like he really like. He's one of them people that's like he says a whole bunch of nothing, but he has a gravitas in his voice and the accent. I was like helps out a lot of being like and like how his intensity. Where I'm like man, he just really just described breakfast. But I thought it was fine. I was like, ain't nothing that nobody else. This is gonna be a one-off. This ain't something that's gonna linger over like the footage or nothing like that. Yeah. So that part, I was like. Hey, I was like, and this, and for all the people that saying it's gonna stop him from going to WWE, no, it won't. Cause I like, if he gets older and he's like, I want another bag or something like that, or guess what? He like maybe because he's older. Cause I like, you know, sounds like his kids are young right now, but if he's older, then maybe he can do a little bit more work paid. I was like, maybe by then also too that he get more of a treatment of being like, hey, we'll work with your schedule. You know, you've been more of a lead in this game where like he's still relatively young right now, but he wants to take care of his family and whatnot. And I was like, and the only reason I said it like that because I'm like, you get out of here with this whole like my family thing. When I'm like, everybody else got families, I don't care. Um, yeah, that was all good fun. Anyway, till AEW do something else ridiculous, I'm out. And by the way, nobody didn't even care about none of the other matches. I was like Samoa Joe versus Dustin Rhodes in an eliminator match, whatever that means. I was like Edge and Penta. Man, I really wish they were doing some better stuff with Penta. Swerve Joe stuff, awesome. All day here with that. I'm always here with that. Yo. Anyway, out.